Okay, we're gonna go, is everyone back? Yes? Okay, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So it is fine if you wanna follow along through with your practicum sheets. But I'm gonna be honest, everything we do isn't gonna be on there because I'm gonna cue her up from yesterday's work and we still have a little clearing up to do on negative and adaptive belief points that we wanna use. And I will not, just because for processing sakes for Jessica, I'm not gonna have his full script in my way. I am just using the one sheet. You guys have a copy of that laminated. It's actually also in Roy's book, and where he has the full page with the 3 forms all together. It'll be your white one. Yes, I'll be using the white laminate just because I don't want to trip up over his language while we're processing today. So Jessica, thanks for coming back in for us to kind of do a little bit more work. Anything that you want to share since our last session, our last time together? Because I know sometimes the brain germinates differently on things in between.
I think I was just excited to get back in because as we kind of talked about some of those things yesterday, I was just thinking about them and just some of the connections, like the early stuff with my mom. I never made that connection between kind of these other pieces, and just I think feeling excited. I'm not sure what's going to come up, but I don't know. I'm excited.
Okay, I'd like us to kind of at least revisit both the negative and the adaptive beliefs, just to see if that language is resonating with today or if any new things have come up. And I know when we were looking at the negative, I'm going to cheat because I want to make sure I have your language specifically. It was, it's not safe to be authentically me.
Not safe to be. Yeah, it still lands, I feel like.
It still lands, okay. Because I had a couple of different things. Is it okay if I throw them out?
Yeah.
Where my brain was this morning looking at it. I'm not safe authentically being me. Just a different little word order, right? And my brain had also gone to, I'm unsafe authentically being me.
Tell me the second one.
I'm not safe authentically being me.
That's it.
Okay.
That one's better.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use that.
Yeah.
The adaptive that we were landing on at our last session was, I'm safe to be authentically me.
What's the negative again that we landed?
I'm not safe authentically being me. I have a couple others that I have thought of if you didn't have other language.
Okay, what other ones you got?
I can take up space as me. And I can manage or mitigate my safety while authentically being me.
Say them again.
All 3?
Yep.
I am safe to be authentically me.
Okay.
I can take up space as me, or as my authentic self.
Okay.
And then I can manage or mitigate my safety or my risks while authentically being me. So I was playing with a couple different words in there.
I think I like that last one because I think that helps me, gives me a little options on concerns that may arise.
That might be real life threats and risks, right?
Absolutely.
There's things that are out of your control.
Absolutely.
So how do you want that language? Because we have like manage or mitigate, we have risks, we have safety in there.
Say it again as you said it.
I said I can manage or / mitigate, because I wasn't sure which language you wanted there. My risks or safety while authentically being me.
I like manage.
Okay. So I can manage my risks or safety, or do you want one of those words?
I can manage my risk or safety. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Risk and safety.
While authentically being me.
Yep, I like that.
Perfect. Thank you.
It feels good.
Okay. And I'm going to have us recap kind of the memories that we were looking at.
Okay.
And while I'm recapping them, also be thinking about what you might want to use as an entry point today.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the future stuff, which was doing like advanced trainings, others getting upset, or kind of that breach of relationships if you were to do that.
Yes.
And then you had another trainer in present day said, well, what makes you so special?
Yep.
We had being treated like family at a place of employment, and then when you were deciding to move and branch out and do your own thing, being viewed or treated as a threat.
Yep.
Then we have at a workplace when you were starting, right? And they're like, you're Jessica?
Yep.
Okay. And then we went back to the past stuff around the age of, I want to say this one was the 13, grandma and the other foster kids, and you had to kind of change your favorite color to have the connection with the other kids that you wanted to have.
I had to change it from red to black because she likes red. Yep.
And between 7 and 8, there was the issue with your auntie and the cousin, where the cousin didn't want you to call her mom anymore.
Yep.
And she said, my daughter doesn't want that. You have to stop calling me mom.
Yep.
And then,
And that actually, I think, was more around 10.
okay, I'm just gonna switch that up so we know. Thank you.
Mhm.
And then around the age of 3, you had an aunt who had a couple boys. You were kind of treated like their daughter because they'd always wanted a daughter.
Mhm.
Kind of the baby girl, right?
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, there was these other girls who came into play, and it's like, you can no longer be my little girl. You're no
Yeah,
longer
she's
my
like,
little girl.
yeah, that's no longer my spot. Yep.
Okay. And then our brain at the end went to just being conceived, and Mom's saying that you were the reason for her leaving I believe it was the National Guard, right?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels right.
Okay. Anything else that came up between now and our last session that needs to be added?
No, I think that's it. I feel like that feels right.
Okay.
Mhm.
So of those, is there a particular place you want to use as your entry?
I think that future one, since that to me is,
The doing
I feel like that's my holdup. That's,
doing the advanced training?
yeah, because I got the skills and like I know I can do it, but I think
Okay.
that's what's holding me up is the fear.
Okay. Okay. And so when you think about that, what's the worst part of that for you?
Maybe if I do train in the future, I was trying to think, so someone, maybe a different trainer, somebody that was my friend before, saying, oh, you coming in my territory, or, like, not wanting to be friends with me anymore, cause that happens sometimes.
Yeah. So do you think that it's about the statement that they would maybe be making, or this loss of connection?
Kinda feels like both. So say that again, would it be about?
Because you first started like, it's just someone saying, oh, you're in my territory.
Yeah.
Like this geographical thing.
That, but no, it's more of them saying like, oh, you're doing kinda something similar to what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm done talking to you, like
Okay. Got it. I was hearing it originally
Yeah.
differently than that. Thank you. And that negative belief that we came up with, feeling like that fits, and I'll repeat it for you since we kind of tweaked it today. It's not, I'm not safe authentically being me.
I'm not safe being authentically me. Yeah.
Okay. And the adaptive belief that we had, right? Today was, I can manage my risks and safety while authentically being me.
Yes.
Okay, and when we think about this future of going and being an advanced trainer and this coming up,
Yes.
right? How true does that statement, I can manage my safety, my risks and safety while authentically being me, feel to you right now on a scale of 1 to 7, where 1 is completely false and 7 is completely true?
It feels like a 3 to 4.
Okay. Look, you didn't give me a percentage.
3.5.
What emotions do you have connected with that?
With the positive or negative, or yeah?
Just with this whole scenario, with this, oh, wait, yeah, yes, with this whole scenario. What emotions do you have connected right now with this?
It feels, I feel like a lot of anxiety, heightened awareness, feel almost like I wanna run away and hide.
Okay.
Just a lot of excitatory, almost like I can't breathe,
Okay.
like suffocating, fear, panic, anxiety.
Okay. On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 is calm and neutral, and 10 is the worst disturbance imaginable. How disturbing is all of this for you right now?
I think it's about 8.2.
8.2. And where do you notice that in your body?
My feet, as soon as we start talking about it, they feel a lot of tingling. My stomach, feel a little sickness. Feels like something is in my chest, kind of
Okay.
sitting on it, and my throat feels a little bit tight. And I don't know, my mind is running a little bit.
Okay, so it sounds like your body's ready to get in and do the processing.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were okay, then let's just go ahead and go with that, and then we're gonna use tapping. Let's just go ahead and go. now?
It was kind of that like that one person said to me, like, who do you think you are? I just had that come up.
Okay, you good to go again? Let's go ahead and go. Deep breath. What do you notice now?
I remember there was another memory that came in when I was 13. We went to a school dance with my cousin, and the guy ended up liking me, the new guy. My cousin was mad because one of her friends wanted to fight me. Like, she physically came at me and wanted to fight me just because this guy liked me.
You okay to go with that?
Yep.
Let's go from there. Ready? Go ahead and take a pause and a break. And what are you noticing now?
It's safer to be small, stay in the background.
Okay, let's go with that, okay? Let's go. When you're ready, go ahead and pause and take a break. What's coming up for you now?
Thinking about doing the website, things going well, but that bringing up a lot of anxiety about the future.
Okay, let's go with that anxiety.
Okay.
And then breath, breathe how to do it. There you go. What are you noticing now?
It's dangerous to be in the front.
Let's go with that, okay? Let's go. Yep, take your breath. And what are you noticing now?
I remember being about 13, my grandmother, someone said that I was pretty, and she said, don't tell her that. Like, don't think you're pretty, you need to kind of think low.
Okay, let's go from there. Are you ready to take your breath? And what do you notice now?
Just this thing about just relationships I have with, I don't always have the best relationship, like, we have a good relationship, but like a lot of women, sometimes they feel threatened by me. So there's a fear, if I step out, that's gonna become more prominent. That's not something I want.
Okay, let's go from there. When you're ready, go ahead and take your breath and pause. And what are you noticing now?
I don't know, something about it hurts to be pretty.
Let's go with that. Stay with it.
A thought came in, my mom used to be like, girl, you know you can't do that, like, you're not gonna really do that. You know, like, you're not gonna go to college and graduate. Just almost like when you think a little bit higher of yourself, like she or other family members would say things that kind of keep you low.
Go ahead and go with that.
I got married, I had this lady I knew, and we were good friends, and I wanted her to be in my wedding, and she said she's been a bridesmaid too many times, and she didn't understand how I was getting married, and I had 4 kids, and she didn't have any kids, and I remember I was trying to make her feel better about herself, but then after I got married, like, she just didn't want to be friends with me. So sometimes I feel like progressing comes at a risk. That was a big loss for me, it felt like.
Let's go with that.
The thought came to mind is lonely at the top. It's safer to stay little. It's more comfortable because nobody sees you. You're invisible.
Let's go with that.
I think even though I've done really well in my career, and a lot of people think I'm confident, and I do have that, but there's also like this part of me that feels very, the way I grew up was very, like they didn't expect me to do anything beyond working at a chicken plant. So, not there's anything wrong with that, but there was just, and so there's like this, feels torn. Part of me wants to progress and move forward, but then the other part is like, yeah, but do you really have what it takes?
Yeah.
It's maybe just easier just to stay where you're at.
All right, let's go ahead and go from there. And what do you notice now?
Thinking about that relationship that like that owner, I really admired her. And then the way she came at me when I said I was going out on my own, that was a big rupture for me because I really liked her and the way she treated me. She's not my mother, but it was like that kind of wounding.
Yeah.
And what if I progress and this stuff happens again? I don't want to go through that.
Okay, go from there.
Thinking about I remember being in 5th grade and I was given the responsibility to go to the special education class and to help the teacher out with the kids. But something happened, I can't remember what I did, but they took that away from me. Like I was a good girl for a couple of days and they gave me this role, and then something happened and I lost it. And that felt worse than, it was the fact of losing it was worse.
Right. Go from there.
was thinking about growing up in poverty and us being poor. Now we live on a golf course, it's beautiful. But if I go further, we could make even more money. But then there's also this sense of money is the root of all evil. I don't know, that thought came to my mind.
Okay, let's go with that.
Just a thought. I don't want to be a threat to anyone, especially like other women. So I feel like I tone me down so that they can feel more comfortable.
Go with that.
I was just thinking maybe it is okay for me just to, if they don't want to be friends or something, then those not my friends anyway. Probably they never was my friends.
Go with that.
The thought came to mind, like I've been playing it safe I'm 43. I don't want to do that anymore. Like, am I gonna do that till I die? Like, I just think you just have to go all in, and whatever happens will happen.
Go with that.
I think part of my fear, it just came in, I just thought my father, he worked up until like he got sick with cancer and died. And he was not present a lot in my life because he always said he had to work. And I never wanted to be like that. So I think, and he was always talking about trying to make all this money. So I think that's where that money is the root of all evil comes from.
Let's go with that. Take that breath when you're ready. And what are you noticing now?
I think I've always felt like the awkward black girl. Like I'm not black enough, but I'm not white either. And just trying to find your tribe is hard. And so I think try not to rock the boat, because people get upset when you do that.
Okay. Let's go from there. Let's go with that. Everybody take your breath.
was thinking about in grad school, a lot of my colleagues, most of them were white. And one of the things they talked about is their parents are like doctors, lawyers, and all these things, and they had this expectation that they were going to college and grad school. That was their plan. That was never the plan for me. So sometimes, even though I've done quite well, I feel almost like, is this my life? Am I an imposter? Right? Because I'm not, is this really supposed to be me? Because that wasn't the plan that my family had for me.
Let's go with that.
I think it went back to my mom, and even, I think there was some jealousy there and things, because she didn't get to have the life that she wanted. And there's part of me that feels like she hasn't got to get married and college and all these things that I have. And the further I go forward, the more disconnected I feel from her. Like some parents, I think they support their kids in that, but it feels like the more further I progress, that's the more disconnected I feel. Even though we've had disconnect, it grows.
Right, the rupture keeps continuing.
Yeah, the more I progress, it feels like that's getting worse.
Okay. Are you okay to go with that?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and go then.
I think part of the reason I try to stay small is out of loyalty to my family. Even though we never talked about it, there is this sense of, in order to stay, because they come from poverty, in order to stay somewhat connected to them, I need to just kind of stay low.
Let's go with that. Go ahead and take that pause, take a breath. And what are you noticing now?
Just the thought, can I lead came up, but then also maybe all the stuff that's happened to me, like I'm supposed to be here, because it all seems to fit for me as a trainer, as other things. So even though sometimes I feel like imposter, it also feels like everything happened for a reason, and this is where I'm supposed to be. So maybe I just need to stop second guessing myself.
Let's go with all of that. Let's go ahead and take a breath. And what do you notice now?
I think at the beginning, when I was talking about feeling a threat in the future, I was talking about more of like white women or other racial groups. But the more I'm thinking about it now, I think it's black women that, because I feel like sometime in our field and others, there is like this sense of there can only be, like in different trainings, they'll have one person of color. There can only be one. And if I take up that spot, the others get mad. So it's easier just to kind of stay in the background so that you're not as much of a threat.
Let's go with that.
I've seen some, you know, black women therapists become leaders, but it was only for a time, and then there's this fallout that happens, and they're kind of like spit back out. But then the other black therapists now don't like them, and the other people don't like them, and they're kind of like ostracized. And I've seen this play out for people in different ways, and I think I just don't want that.
Can we go from there?
Yeah.
So, go ahead and take a breath. And what do you notice now?
The idea of privilege. I remember when I got the approved board member, even though I did all these things, and myself, and it was another black lady that won, and part of my thought just came in is, did I get it because I'm black or because of the other things? And I don't want it to be just because I'm black. I want it to be for all these other things.
For who you are.
For who I am, exactly.
Let's go with that. Go ahead and take that breath. And what do you notice now?
You know, I was thinking about growing up, you know, I had a baby at 16. By the time I was 25, I had 4 kids by 4 different men. And there's always this sense, even though I'm real smart, of, but your story is so yucky. Who do you think you are to, you know, ascend that a lot of people I grew up with, they have not, you know, one piece of where I've been able to get to. So there's often that. Am I cosplaying?
Okay, let's go with that. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and take that pause. What's coming up for you now?
I thought about, I love reading and watching movies and books about Harriet Tubman and how she led people out of bondage. And the thought came in is that the more higher I go, I've been able to take, you know, black people, white people, all different groups, and it gives them symbolism too, that see that that's possible. So maybe I just, even though there's fears or anxiety, I can just be like Harriet did and just do it.
Let's go with that. Go ahead and take that breath when you're ready. And what are you noticing now?
I think just the more the sense of that I can do this, I can lead, I have what it takes, and whoever wants to go, they can go with me, and if they don't, that's, I'm not gonna worry about them.
Right.
Almost like a sense of, like I was thinking about with Harriet Tubman, she left because she couldn't stay there anymore, it was dangerous, all these things, and so it was like, you just wanna go to a better life, and I think that's what I have to look at is, there's better options out there for me and others, and maybe I can show them the way through my story.
Okay, let's go with that.
just had this visual. Me and my mom don't have the best relationship, but I just had this visual of me hugging her and just saying, like adult me now, and saying, you know, I can't hold on, I can't shrink anymore. And if that's a problem for you, then, you know, I love you, but this is what I gotta do. And almost like hugging and saying I love you, but letting go.
Yeah, let's go with that. Ready? Go ahead, take your breath. What are you noticing now?
I remember I had this, it was a good one this time. It was me, I just imagined all these bags and suitcases of like stuff in my family that I feel like I've been holding on to, and I put it down, and then I had like this Barbie case that I like, and I picked that up, and I'm walking with it. But then there's also, when I was about 13, I moved back home with my mother, and I had like some dolls that I had when I was little, and she threw them away and she said, "You're not a kid anymore, you need to grow up." But that was me authentically. I just like to have my dolls and things. But she just made me feel bad about having dolls for some reason and being that old. And so just this sense of like you can't be playful or fully in that way because that's awkward and that's not acceptable.
Let's go with that.
I remember being about 7 and my mom had did my hair and got me all dressed. And I was a tomboy and I was playing in the mud and jumping around. And a family member, uncle, that came over and he was saying to my grandma, "Look at how dirty she is." And I mean, I'm a kid. That wasn't the worst thing. It was my mom was there and he, I guess, accused her of being a bad parent. And she got very upset with him. But that was her crying. Then it made me feel bad because why was I getting dirty and, you know, playing in the mud? I should have tried to stay clean like she told me.
Okay, I'm gonna have this go with that, but I also want, you know, we probably have time for like 2 to 3 more steps, okay? So let's just go ahead and go from there. When you're ready, go ahead and take that breath. It's coming up for you now.
Just this sense of love and peace. Like in my body, I just feel relaxed.
So do you wanna do another set or two, or do you wanna pause your session here?
No, I feel like this is done. I feel like,
She's like, I'm telling you, it's a, you're so
no, I mean, there
excited.
was something that happened in that
just
last
triggered.
one.
Okay,
It was just like this hug and this,
okay.
I don't know, something, I don't know, what making peace
Okay.
with something.
So if we did our sets, if we went back to our initial target, which was this piece, right? That we started with about doing advanced trainings.
Okay.
0 to 10. How disturbing is that to you right now?
Not at all. I see myself doing it. And there was just this sense of thinking about all the people that would show up and people have wanted me to do this for a long
Okay.
time.
Good, let's go ahead and do one more set. Going with all of that.
it was all positive. I heard my friend Rebecca tell me, "You got this, girl. I'm right here with you."
Okay, good. So then let's go ahead and move into, our adaptive belief that we were looking at using is I can manage my risks and safety while authentically being me. Does that still fit?
Yeah.
So let's hold that with this memory that we've been working on.
I think it changed to,
Okay,
it is safe to be authentically me. I am safe to be authentically me.
okay. So can you hold that? I am safe to authentically be me.
And show up as my whole self.
And, okay, and show up as my whole self. Can you hold that with the negative, the memory we started with? You got those? And let's just hold those together on a scale of 1 to 7. How true does that feel to you right now? 1 is
Yeah, it's even hard to bring up that memory now. I feel like it's gone. Like there's just, my brain is like, girl, you're gonna be fine. Don't even worry about it. You got this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about the memory in this statement, right? I am safe to be me and to show up as my whole self.
Yeah.
How true does that statement feel to you? 1 is completely false, 7 is completely true.
It feels like a 7. I feel like almost, you know how we did this yesterday or something?
Yes, we did that yesterday.
It feels like I'm like this, like I'm
Okay,
saying,
awesome.
here I am.
Just open and
Yeah, I'm
embracing.
here now. I'm
Okay.
showing up.
So can we do 1 set of taps just to
Okay.
make sure that it's there?
Okay.
Go ahead, let's go. Okay, when you're ready to take that breath. 1 to 7, how true is it, that statement? I am safe to show up and be my whole self.
Yeah, I totally feel that way, and I imagine, I don't know why Harry told me to come in, because I haven't thought about it just to this, but it's like I'm holding up a light and saying, come with me, I can show you the way, I've been there,
Okay,
and I can lead.
nice. So then just kind of go and check through your body. Let me know any sensations, feelings that are coming up in your body.
A little bit in my chest, but my feet feel grounded, everything else feels,
Okay, so it's okay to kind of put the focus and energy to that in the chest, the attention that it needs right now, and do some fast tapping. We're just gonna do that to see what comes up. Keep going. Okay, you're ready, let's take that pause. And what do you notice now? Any sensations that are coming in your body at this point?
I don't know, I feel like I'm grounded, I feel really,
Okay, so no, what was going on, is this chest stuff dissipated, is it?
yeah, it
still
went
there?
away, it was like, I felt like, it was almost like I went in and gave my mom another hug and said, I love you,
Okay,
and it just,
okay. So, as we're doing the work today, anything like connections or highlights or things that you want us to spend a little time talking about, or?
yeah, I think this has just been very powerful. I didn't realize this was connected to my family and my mom and a lot of those pieces. It makes sense now, but
Yeah,
I think when I moved away from my family, when I got married 13 years ago, you kind of feel like you leave that behind. And I did in a lot of ways, but I think this was one of the things I was still holding on to.
you're kind of like that unconscious, right? Our
Yes.
past being in our present, but since we're not in it day to day, we completely turn away and don't really see the influence
Yeah.
that it's still having on us.
Yeah, I didn't understand how that was stopping me from, because I want to do it, people ask me, but I was always like,
Yeah,
or just that, you know, some of those beliefs, the way that they made me feel like, you're not gonna really do that, you can't do that,
Right.
you know?
yeah, kind of what you're describing throughout was this sense of I have to stay small to maintain connection,
Yeah,
right? And being able to be like, wait, I can have connection, I can lead, just
Yeah.
as others have led.
well, because I think in my family, there are rules. You can be a part of our family, but only if, you're only in the inner circle if you stick to these rules. And one of the rules I feel like it was for me is stay small, don't leave home, stay little,
Yeah.
and we'll love you. Yeah, but if you step outside of that, you lose that.
A little bit of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of it.
Yeah.
But if I was thinking if it's real though, then it wouldn't go.
Champaign was important to that,
Yeah.
those beliefs, right? Spoken or
Yeah.
unspoken, true or just our perceptions,
Yeah.
hold us
Yeah,
into this view of how we think they want us to be.
yeah, yeah. So in some ways, I think I was just trying to be what they wanted me to be while trying to be myself. But you can't be both, because
No.
they're totally opposite.
Right, cause what their expectations for you were.
Yeah,
Completely different to all the things that you have achieved.
yeah,
Right, and who
Yeah.
you are.
mhm.
So their expectations couldn't hold you back.
No,
No.
but if I was kind of letting them in some ways without even
Yeah,
realizing.
maybe slowing you down a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay. Is there anything from this that you wanna put in your container
Mm.
today? That Barbie dollhouse that you were using?
No, I wanna keep that out.
You wanna keep
In
all
fact,
this?
I'm going to go, one of the things that came up was a thought of me going to the store and getting a little doll, like my mom threw away from me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go buy
Nice.
one.
Nice.
Cause it's okay to have that.
Right. And I know you've done EMDR stuff outside of
Mhm.
you and I, so I don't know, have you ever done like courageous figure work?
Yes, I do have courageous figure.
Okay, I just didn't know if it was Harriet or representation.
No, Harriet, it
or if
was,
you wanted to bring some of her stuff in today.
Yeah, we could bring that in, but my courageous, my wise figure is Maya Angelou, and my courageous figure was Oprah Winfrey.
Ah.
But I do love, learn about Harriet Tubman and a bunch of stuff from that. But that just came in, I don't know where that came
Right,
from.
and I
Yeah.
just didn't know it, that's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
And if she's not at all, and you being used as any of your resource figures, if there's any characteristics or traits of
Yeah.
her, right, that you really identify with and see within yourself, if we wanna tap those similarities in,
Well,
so we
again,
have
I-
that for you.
I think she had to make the same decisions to leave as
Mhm.
well, and there was, like, her husband and others didn't want her to go and
Yeah.
didn't agree with that, and so, yeah, she went back and she got many people out,
Mhm.
but if she hadn't gone,
Right, so if we
Yeah.
don't take the risk.
if you don't take the risk, then yeah.
Okay, is there anything from that you wanna kinda just slow tap in and enhance for yourself, or no?
Yeah, I think
talking
just
about today?
just holding that light up and leading
Okay.
people, and that I have what it takes.
Yeah, just do some slow, there we go, slow you down, 'cause you've been doing fast up until now today. Nice. Just sitting with it, do you think you have it there? How's that?
Feels good.
Awesome. That's our session. Questions, thoughts, feedback for Jessica's